Okay. What's happening? Today we're going to talk about why that device right there is the best thing you're going to need to power all your gear while you work remote. Let's do this. The main reason why you'd want to get this guy is straight up simplicity. It does what you've heard about can be done with all of the other complicated things, and it's all in one little buttoned up package, and the price is right. So let's go through why that's the case. First off, it does have solar input capabilities. So on the side here are all your inputs, and what makes this thing really cool is that it charges up incredibly fast when on your typical power, your plug into the wall power. Also, when you use this XT60 connector, and it does come with two sets of high quality cables for the different purposes, this one being the solar. So with a low cost solar panel between 100 and 200 watts, this thing will take 200 watts. It will charge this device up. With this included cable, you just need to get the solar panel and connect the wires. The second way it does an input is through the car connection. You're all familiar with this, and it plugs right into the car and charges it. So, okay, there's the inputs. Next, you've got the outputs that make everything work. So before we look at everything here, let's just get a feel for like what can this thing power. It's 288 watt hours, which is about 22 amp hours at 13 volts. So looking over my little diagram here, so GoPros, obviously, I mean, you could power these things, I don't even know how many times, a lot. So if you were to work all day at your computer and with Starlink, with some solar plugged in, you could work all day with this. That's the money ticket with this here. If you didn't have any power plugged in, you could still run your laptop all day. So charging, decharging, or etc. Charging and recharging it, you could run your whole setup. If you were just to run the Starlink by itself without any additional input, it could run for 5 to 6 hours. Now remember, this is without any additional input. Just the battery built into this thing, it will do that. So that's what makes this thing cool. It's got a decent sized battery for people working remote to charge your basic needs and work all day on different things. You add in the solar, you add in your car while your van or truck or anything while it's running, it can charge it as well, or between places it can charge it. And again, it's just all in one. So let's go into some of the details of this thing now. So we already covered the inputs on this. All right, so first off, cover in your AC power inputs. You've got 3 of these things. Compared to other units this size and price, you don't usually get 3 plugins. So that's the AC side of things. Additionally, you've got 4 USBs, 3 regular USBs, and 1 USB-C. For what it's worth, you got a light, never really use that much. And you've got 3 DC inputs over here. So for anything has like a cigarette lighter type of connector, that works right there. And then you've got these barrel connectors, which might work for a variety of other things, LED lights, something like that. All right, so I mentioned how this thing was all in one. So let's cover the items that this thing includes. Does not include a solar panel, so doesn't have that. It has a battery, as mentioned, 288 watt hours. It has a display, it also has the solar controller charger built into it. So if you have a solar setup, there's a separate box that when the solar panel comes in, it goes to a charge controller that goes into your battery. Now that's separate from an AC charger. So this has a solar charge controller as well as an alternating current charge controller. And it also has a DC to DC charger. So these are all 3 different units that if you bought batteries, solar panels, you'd have to buy 3 different chargers. And this thing has all those 3 things built into it, in addition to the display. And it does a really good job of monitoring where it's at and what it's got left. So let me plug this in. And this is, as you can see down below, a USB-C 100 watt. So you can charge your large MacBook Pro, 16-inch, etc. with this thing. And now I got this plugged into my iPad, and we can see there that it's pulling 31 watts, and it says that it can charge that for about 8 hours. And this is not a full iPad. The battery is not fully charged, so it's trying to recharge it as well as keep it on, as you can see over there. So again, that display is really awesome, shows the percentage left, but more importantly, it shows based on your current power usage how much juice you got left in the can. All right, real quick, we'll go over quickly the functionality of this thing, how it works. These little gray buttons are your operators. All you need to do is plug in a USB and it will start working. Though if you want the barrel connectors or the circuit lighter to work, you have to click that, and then it turns on that little icon at the bottom right there. Similarly, you click AC on and off right there, and it will turn the inverter off and on. All right, so if you want something quick and easy, you don't want to mess with all this other complicated stuff, then this guy will do the trick. I'm trying to set up a more robust system, but honestly, this thing has been a godsend while we travel because it just makes life so easy and it's so nice, and everything else is way more complicated. So, the price. You got to know what the price is. I got this thing on a deal on Amazon. I forget what the occasion was. It probably happens at least once, twice, 3 times a year for $200. It's currently a lot more than that. It fluctuates between $200 and $350 or $400. So just keep an eye on it and you can decide what the right price point is for you to say go time. All right, that's it.